Well, fall is here, summer is over, so let's do a summer wrap-up and make it seem like I'm doing this on purpose. Instead of just being very, very behind and doing wrap-ups. So we're gonna pretend that I'm being coy and witty. Just pretend along with me. And let's talk about all the books that I read through the summer from June to August. Hi there, welcome to my channel. My name is Crystal and this is Books Forever After, where I sit on my floor and we talk about everything and all things books and nothing but the books. Okay, so we'll see how fast I can do this, because you know I like to ramble and I have 3 months worth of books to talk about. Let's just do an experiment to see how great my memory is. So this will be great. And before we get started, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you become notified every time I post. Alright, let's talk about some books. The first the first month was June, and I read a total of, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11? Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, yeah. I read a total of 11 books, which, I don't know, I have to go back and do a recount to see what was the month that I read the most, because I can't remember, but I was shocked that I actually read a lot in June, because I was also really, really tied out. As always, every single month I talk about is, you know, I was burnt out with work and working so many hours, late hours. So yeah, summer was not, I don't like summer because it's not really fun for me, you know, but anyway. I had a lot of good ratings. Like I had a lot of ones. It was probably just because I wanted to, I don't know, to escape from reality. So yeah, that was, you know, a lot of stress going on. I've read, yeah, 11 books. Of those 11 books in June, I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stars in that month. So yeah, that's not too bad. And it looks like I had one that was only 3 stars, so no DNFs, and everything else was like a 4-star. So yeah, not too bad. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. Alright, well, we're just going to start out with a banger, and you already heard about this probably if you watched my other video where I talk about most, you know, the mid-year freak out and all that kind of jazz. But I'm going to say it again because it bears repeating, and this is the wrap-up, so we got to talk about it when I actually officially read it. So, you know. Anyway, we have Kiss of the Basilisk by Lindsay Straube. This gorgeous, gorgeous copy with the, I don't know, design here. It's like freaking awesome. Love it, love it. It actually like symbolism in here. Yeah, this was a wild time. This is not for everybody, but however, I immensely enjoyed it, and 5 stars. No regrets there. No regrets. This was my most surprising book of the year so far. Totally. Didn't think I was going to absolutely love it, but I did. Absolutely did. I immensely enjoyed it, and I so enjoyed it that that book 2 is coming out in November, which is pre-ordered, and I can't wait. Between Two Kings. This one, I just really liked the dark. It's really, truly, it's an erotic monster romance. That's truly what it is. But it's not like a cozy monster romance, because you know how some like monster romances are like that, but it's like a dark erotic monster romance that's also, it's truly like a fantasy as well. So think Bachelor vibes as well, and literally an erotic romance for that. So yeah, so the basilisks are the monsters, if you can't tell. And I can't remember this one where women in this town where the kingdom is, they're basically candidates to be trained by the basilisks. Once they're the same, they have to be the same, born in the same year as the prince, and once they reach, I think, 20 years old, they have to start being submitted to trainings with the Basilisk in, let's just say, some sensual training to be prepared to be the prince's, you know, bride and whatever, and eventually the queen. Through a process of elimination, there's also some political maneuverings, other things that's happening, you know, between the Basilisk and the humans, so that's also part of it. And it's just a fun, spicy, weird, but spicy good time. I think the other thing was, oh yeah, it's a little bit of like some horror elements too. So there's some gore in here for sure, a little bit. So yeah, just a totally fun time. Have I sold you on this? Probably not, but I don't know. It was fun, and I would reread it. It's just one of those things that I think it was when I had. Did I read this when I had a cold? Yeah, I had a cold, and this truly just, I usually can't ironically read when I have more free time. Can't find the time to read when I'm sick because I feel crappy, but I actually was able to fly through this and read it through most of a day because it was just so addicting to read, and so fun, just so much fun. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to think if there was the other thing, but yeah, there's a little bit of like a love triangle, but I'm hoping, as you can probably infer, I mean, there's nothing too surprising about this. You know what I mean? You kind of go in kind of expecting it, but then also kind of not, because it's just a wild ride. There's some twists and turns on it, but the basilisks in here, they look like humans. They can transform, but if you transform to a basilisk, you know, if you see a basilisk, you die or whatever. So, you know, it's very similar to that. And the mythical creature fine. But yeah, this was so good, and I'm already probably rambling too long about this, but if you haven't picked it up, I would encourage you to do so, but be prepared that you may or may not like it. I feel like this is one of those ones that can be a little polarizing because of that. And I think it's just if you understand and just manage your expectations going into it, that it's not that serious. Really, it's really fun. But yeah, there's some interesting other plots. It's not just the spicy times, but there's also like an external plot. So this really blends like the erotic fantasy romance part of it really good. So yeah, I need to just move on now because I'm rambling. But yes, read this. And then next I read an arc. I was asked by this author I wanted to read the arc, and I was really excited about it because it's this historical romance where it's a ballerina and a duke, and I thought it was, you know, sign me up. It's more like a dark, again, I'm really into some dark historical romances, or just dark and gothic romances in general, where the atmosphere or just the vibes are just dark and not necessarily completely spicy, but just those vibes. Like, I don't know, that's kind of like my niche right now. It's like where I'm really finding the things I really enjoy is where it's like an epic love, but then also just, I don't know, just very sensual and just different. I like it. Where it's like but also gothic. I don't know. Am I explaining myself well? Probably not, but you know. This one, anyway, did I even say what the book name was? I did not. It was The Duke's Dream by Giovanna Siniscalchi. She's an indie author, and yeah, this is a historical romance between a duke and a ballerina, and this is like the start of when the point where the ballet dancers actually like dance on their toes, and yeah, that's about it. I don't remember much else about it, but I did rate this one a 4-star. I did enjoy it. I think there was part of it that was very well written, but there was points for me where it was such beautiful lyrical writing at certain points, but there's certain points where it got a little bit too much for me that I didn't feel like it was making sense. So that's really the only reason why it wasn't a 5-star, is it lost being a little too flowery, where it lost, I didn't really feel the connection as much between the two characters. So I think that was for me, because I'm more of a character-driven reader. It's really important for me that I have a good plot too as well, but if the characters aren't there, like, that's takes priority to me, is I want to feel connected to the characters in some form of fashion. I don't have to like the characters, but I really need to connect to the writing and just the characters themselves. And this one, I just didn't feel that exactly. There was really great like love scenes in here, especially like in the opera, oh gosh, in the back, in the box kind of thing, in his box. I like the ballerina. She was very fiery, where she would a little bit dramatic flair. I think at times it also put me off, so maybe why I didn't feel as much connection. However, the author has some history with ballet, and I could really tell that she knew about ballet and things like that. And I think that's also probably why it took me out of the story, is she's really good at writing about the ballet. So if you really want to read about that, where it's like very technical about like the ballet and is like actually in the writing, you might enjoy this as well. So it was really well written. It just didn't work completely well for me, but I think a lot of people would enjoy this. It's just, I don't know, I'm probably poorly explaining myself now that I think about it, but yeah, it was really beautiful. And there is I think book 2 coming soon too as well. I haven't looked too much into it. I don't want to sign up for the arc because I don't want to be forced to read something kind of thing at this point, because I have already some arcs to read and reading slower than usual. So I will definitely pick this one up, because it is one of those I will be able to continue HR series. Actually, did I even have this in my continue HR? But anyway, well, I'm doing so well right now. Can you tell I record these at the end of the day? It's probably why. Not the greatest, but then again, it's the only time I can record, so you know. We are not doing well on time. Okay, so the next I read The Filthy Rich Americans, book 2, An Obsession, and The Deception by Nikki Sloane. Both 5 stars, so good. Yeah, this was good. Arranged marriage, really the elite rich. And first book was, I think, my favorite, because it had such a very interesting twist on almost like a secret society kind of thing. It's called The Initiation. So good. I actually ordered these ones off the author's website, so you know they're signed and such like that. So totally enjoyed these. So much fun. Nikki Sloane is one of those contemporary authors that I really enjoy. So yeah, I definitely want to read her other ones. I read the book 1. You know, it's the one that has like the architect and I don't know, the doctor and all those ones. So I definitely want to continue that series next by her. But so good. There's a little bit of like almost like a love triangle between her and her intended, the arranged marriage guy, but then also his father. Interesting. Very interesting. So yeah, it's really good. Highly recommend for a good fun time. And then I did we're just gonna talk about all 3 of these all in one row. Binge read a series off of Kindle Unlimited, because I was really wanting, you know, riding off the high of that Nikki Sloane series, and I wanted more Secret Society. Getting really more into that too, because it also just gives me a little bit more of a darker, gothic-y feel. That's not necessarily mafia, because I think that it was more, when I think of like a dark romance, I'm thinking mafia or like, yeah, that's really what I'm thinking of. Dark mafia, that kind of thing. So this is a White Shoes series. It's by Katelyn Taylor, and I can't think what the series is off my tongue here because I'm just looking at the covers. But we have Deceit, Descent, and Demise. The first 2 books, Deceit, Descent, I rated a 4-star, and then Demise I read 3-star. So this one was okay. I really enjoyed it. It was a good White Shoes. It's a Secret Society light. I just feel like in this one, the Secret Society was, yeah, really lacking in that, I think. It was fine. It was nice. To be honest, I'm reading another series that it kind of like, I don't know, it's not, I can't even remember what it's about right now, the top of my head. Yeah, see, it's good for a good fun time. Because it's been a couple, it's September now that I'm filming this, and this was in June. So yeah, I can't remember now. This is like mid-June. It's good. It's fine. I wanted more Secret Society. but the why choose like spicy part of it was really, really good too as well. And then next I read The Scattered Bones by Nicole Scarano. This is a copy that my friend Becky gave me, I believe. Yeah, I think Becky gave this to me. I don't know why it's right here. This was April's like absolute favorite book of the year, I think last year. And yeah, so I was really excited to read this one. And we read this as part of our book club, Mood Reader book club. And this is a fantasy romance. It's very, very short, and it's a standalone. And I rated this one a 4-star. Thinking back, I might actually, this is more of a 3-star for me. Now that I've sat on it and such, it has kind of like a second chance. It is Friends to Lovers, which I did enjoy the Friends to Lovers. I know Becky, thinking of you, love the Friends to Lovers part. I think part of me was the writing choices and the back and forth. The flashbacks, I did enjoy the flashbacks between her and how their love developed. I'm just not a complete fan on that, because you know what's going to happen at the end, because it's in the blurb is that his, you know, they have like this forbidden romance because she has actually been designated since she was very, very young as to be this vessel for this goddess, and at a certain age for that goddess to take over her body. Because of the goddess, she has to remain pure for that goddess's sake. That's what the goddess prefers, you know, purity culture. But you know, he is a, I want to say, he is a follower of like another one of, you know, of a thief god or whatever. And so, you know, they meet when he comes in to, as part of his challenge to impress his god, was to breaking and entering into this goddess's temple where she is at, and that's how they meet, and that's how their love develops. But, you know, they do eventually get caught, and then, you know, his bones are scattered. Not necessarily his bones, but literally his, like, body parts are scattered, and she is on a quest to recover them. And along the way, she meets this, I guess, some sort of entity that helps her along, and as she's going through these different kingdoms and such like that. So I actually enjoyed that and her journey part of it with this entity more than I enjoyed the romance. There's literally nothing wrong with this. I think it's just a matter of like my preference is, I felt in some instances like I was more told than shown in a lot of this, and like just told that they just have this epic love, and I want to like see that love, because it's a lot of, because this is a short book and it's snappy and, you know, really to read fast, and it's a good quick read. That's also to me a detriment, because like I want that epic love, but I want to be like more involved into it, because if I'm that kind of writing style for me, when being told things, it takes me out of the story and I don't feel connected, and I feel this disconnect from it. So either way, I know, sorry, but I know you love this. I think it was just okay for me. I know this is getting a lot of hype right now as well. But yeah, if you want a good quick time, I say pick it up. Then I read on Kindle Unlimited I actually heard about this through Amber from Amber Reads Romance. This is When Hearts Ignite by Victoria Loam. And this was really cool because it kind of spoke to me a little bit, because the heroine is in like a finance, it's more in the, oh gosh, the investments side of finance though, but she is getting this job as an intern, and she, lo and behold, the guy she meet was someone she had met previously, I think in like a bar or something. I could remember, again, this was back in June, but this was a 4-star for me. And so she's like an intern at his office and whatever, and something happens that she actually has to, you know, back out of the internship eventually, because she has to go do some things for personal things that pop up. And then it kind of has like a little bit of a second chance romance within that. So yeah, it was a good time, and I think I might continue on with this series. I'm not sure. I'm still debating that if I liked it enough, but I'll see if I try book 2. I think it's a ballerina one. So I think that's really why I wanted to read the series, because I think that one intrigued me. But I still, you know, I can't help myself. I wanted to read it in order. So I will definitely at least try book 2 and see if I really like it. Yeah, it was a good fun time. Oh, and there was like this like epic like singing scene in it, like karaoke scene, which was really interesting to read. So that was a lot of fun there too. And then I did a reread. I reread Fate and Furies. And I think I read this via audiobook. This is a 4-star. I was wanting to reread this so I could finally pick up which I probably didn't need to reread this, to be honest, because I remembered a lot of it. Legends of Thesmore, talked about this a lot. I still read? Have yet to read book 4. I have not. It's been on the past, 3 at least, past the TBRs. We'll see. I feel like at this point I'm just going to let fate decide, and I don't know why. I want to finish the series, but I'm like, it's not something, I don't hate it. I don't just love it. Book 1, I absolutely loved. It was a 5-star. And each book after that has been a 4-star. So literally, I really enjoy it. I just, for some reason, am having trouble finishing series right now. At least the fantasy series. I don't know what my problem is. I don't know what my deal is. No idea. If anyone has any clues, let me in. Clue me in. And then finally, I read a historical romance, and that was 9 Rules to Break When Romancing a Rake by Sarah MacLean, and this was 5 stars. I read this as part of Tara and B's book club, and I really enjoyed it. Can I remember anything at this point in time? But no, it's Sarah MacLean and it's 5 stars. So yeah, that's all I have to say about it, because I can't remember anything right now of what I can remember of it. I just remember it was really, really fun. But yeah. Oh wait, no, there was like a list that she had to read, and 9 rules for her that she wanted to do before she got married or something like that, I think. Yeah, we'll see. I think it's also seduction lessons, probably. Yeah, it's been a while, but yeah, there you go. So these ones didn't take too long because I didn't read that much. So in July, I read 8 books. 2 of those I DNF'd, so for all those rule adhere things, I fully finished 4 books. But I did count the DNFs because I made 30% through and I counted them as read. Did I rate them? No. But, sometimes I do. Sometimes I don't. So that can be, I don't know, a hot topic issue. But yeah, that's what I do. I will rate a DNF if I decide to or not. But yeah, these ones I did not. So, alright. So starting with on the high, I read Arcana Academy, which is a new release. I read this as an ARC. My physical copy, I also had pre-ordered it because I didn't think I was going to get the ARC on NetGully, and I did. And I actually am proud of myself that I finished an ARC and I completed it. And yes, I will eventually someday get my rating. It's super, super low, guys. It's like less than 30% probably. And I haven't even requested that many titles. It's just, it's over the past, 3 years that I just, never read those ones. So, it added up. Like 5 books a year that I'd never read. And I only requested like 8 that year or something, so, I'm doing great. I am eventually making progress. I actually have in my TBR jar is I am going to read a NetGalley backlist. Because it's on my Kindle, so I downloaded them. So yeah. That is my, I don't care if it's been since 2021 or 2022. I will read a backlist. So that's going to be in my TBR jar, is to read a NetGalley backlist book. Try to put some sort of like motivation in there. But Anyway, this one was a really good book. I really enjoyed it. I'm not sure if it's going to be an absolute love, but I will wait to see what book 2 is. I'm hoping that there's going to be more promise. The romance wasn't as prevalent in this one. It was more like almost a subplot. The fantasy and political machinations in here was really, really interesting, and I want to say the tarot card magic was really interesting. This one just gets a lot of points just for being very unique and different. It's something that I haven't read before in a while, which is in the age of romantasy and just in general fantasy romance really picking up. follow the, the tried and true, age old, nothing is really new, everything feels like the same. This one felt different, and that's what I really enjoyed about it. And don't get me wrong, I love, like, that's why we like those books, right? The tropes and such, is they have the same sort of feeling that we really love. But sometimes you get in a mood where you're like, I just want something different. No. And this one was that definitely fit it. Really enjoyed it. It's tarot card magic. It had a little bit of like trials, and it's on an academy, so it was really good. And it had a weird, the marketing on this was a little weird. That's why it wasn't a 5-star, is because my expectations were different because of the way that the blurb and the marketing was on this. It had mentioned it was too much going on. So yes, we have an academy. Yes, he's a prince, and yes, they're kind of, reluctant allies because of he wants her to do something for him because she is able to make tarot cards illegally. You have to be like going certain training, special training at the academy before you can do that. And she was doing that before. Has a little bit of Throne of Glass vibes because he breaks her out of her prison to do that. Get her out of prison to be there. And yeah, the trials part. And then he's also like the what's it called?
The dean?
Not
the headmaster?
Headmaster, thank you. So apparently he is the headmaster of this, and it has that like very, because like he's a prince, but so that forbidden professor student kind of a thing. Yeah, that was a bit of a reach. A lot of a reach, because no one cared. It wasn't really forbidden because he was a prince. So yeah, I think that was a little bit unnecessary. So that was my huge critique of that. And then also because it felt like reluctant allies and then friendships, and then they had a little bit of romance like in the end. So like they still don't have feelings for each other even though they've been together. So it's weird. It's weird vibes. But because of certain plot things that I don't want to spoil it, I think that was maybe intentional. And I'm hoping that book 2, and like I have theories that was intentional, because things are gonna find out things in book 2 and such like that. And so there is a bit of a cliffhanger in here as well. Obviously this is a trilogy, and I think it's a trilogy, and yeah, so yeah, enjoyed it. Recommend reading it, just because, oh yeah, this has like Gilded Edges, really nice, just because it was unique. And it's a long book. This is by Elise Kova, so this is her first traditionally published book, I believe. She's an indie author. I also picked up some of her indie books too as well from her, I think, Dance with Fae series one. So yeah, or Married by Magic, or Married with Magic series. So yeah, really enjoyed this one. And then I picked up at the library a physical book called Edenbrooke by, oh gosh, why can't I read this? Oh, Julianne Donaldson. This is a proper historical romance, so this basically it means no spice. And I really enjoyed this one. This was a 4-star. Can I recall anything at this moment in time? No. I think it's a forced proximity. It's a little bit of a hidden identity as well. She comes to the estate to meet her sister up there. I think she's always had a crush on somebody. I don't know. I don't remember. I'm horrible at this, apparently at this shop. So, but I really enjoyed it. Like I said, 4-star. Really enjoyed it. I think most thing that I can remember that I really enjoyed this was the banter. That was what I really enjoy. Is obviously it's a proper romance, so there's barely kissing, you know what I mean? So it's very like Pride and Prejudice. If you're watching Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen, like an adaptation, that is very similar vibes. Like you don't get like anything until like a kiss at the end, and it was all about the banter. And I really enjoyed that. So like and it's also because of that, it's like more character driven. So I really enjoyed that, and yeah, definitely recommend. And then my 2 DNFs was Fate, Fortune, Fire. This was an arc from NetGalley, 30%. I think I was reading this for like literally a month or 2. I was picking it up, putting it down, picking it up, putting it down. And then I had to wait a few weeks to get the audiobook because it finally released. And I'm like, okay, maybe the audiobook will work for me. No, that didn't work for me either. It's apparently in Scottish. Because the character like was doing Scottish accent. no way in shape or form did I even get that hint in the writing style of it, in the description. I think that is exactly why. It is one of those books, and I think it's just the writing style. This is by Hazel McBride, where the writing style is you're just literally jumped into like this plot, and you're like, what the heck? You feel like you're stuck in the middle of a story. You're like, what the heck is happening? I'm missing so much context, which is done on purpose, but it's done in such a way on top of not clearly communicating the setting. And that was my problem, is I couldn't really get a grasp of what the setting was, what this world was, like nothing. And there wasn't enough action for me to even, I couldn't get connected to the stories as well because of that. So yeah, did not care. I could not care less. There's dragons in here, yes, but again, I only went 30% in, so obviously I can't speak to the whole book, but it was just, yeah, I was dreading reading this book. And unfortunately, had to DNF this one, so I don't recommend this one. I really don't. Really lacked in the setting, and that to me is always such a big problem when you are failing to do like the very basics of a story, for me, which I think is a huge problem for being traditionally published as well. So I'm like, why wasn't there like a developmental editor on this? But again, that's my opinion, and it is just, maybe it's just the writing style, I don't know, but that is just my opinion. And it was a lot of things that added up to it not being enjoyable. And then I also DNF'd How the Duke Was Won. So I'm basically, I felt like I was going into a slump almost. This is by Lenora Bell. I read this as part of Terra and Beast book club for that month, and yeah, the hero was inseparable. If ever there was the dukiest duke that I've ever met, like literally I could not even, like, no, it was, oh my gosh, it was like right in that cusp of like being very misogynistic, but like there was nothing redeeming about him. Like, what are you you're supposed to be the hero, and it's not even like a oh gosh, it's not even like the old school vintage ones where it's like at least he had something else, like possessive obsessive kind of hero going for him. Like, no, you were just a mid white guy dude. Like no. Really thought a lot of himself. So yeah, did not like this one. So unfortunately, this is my first Lenora Bell as well, so this does not bode well. With that said though, I might read book 2 because I do want to continue the series, because it's just one of those historical romances where it's, you know, it's not connected within the series. So I don't think it's essential for me to finish reading this one to continue on. So I'll definitely give another chance. And I know there's other books by Lenora Bell that are that people really like. So yeah, this one, it's not a good one. Not a good one for me. It was a miss for me. Then I read Captain Jack's Woman by Stephanie Lawrence. This one was a 4-star. And then I read this as part of our Mood Reader book club with April. I think this is our last historical romance one that we've done this year so far. I think right now we're doing a lot of like fantasy romance because that's just the vibe we're in, and definitely a lot of gothic, eerie ones right now for the past couple months through November. So that's just the vibe that we're doing, because, you know, we're mood readers, and we'll definitely go back to historical romance. We're just in the fantasy or just more gothic-y kind of mood right now. So, but with that said, this was a pirate romance. I think April did not enjoy this one as much. I thought this was 4 stars, so I enjoyed it. Can I tell you anything about it? Yeah, the most disappointing, which I would put it as 3-star. 4-star because I just enjoyed Stephanie Lawrence writing. There's just something about her writing I really enjoy. I truly do. Oh yeah, I do have the book, don't I? This is the book. So I truly enjoyed it a lot, and I wanted to read this because this is like book 0 in the Bastions Club, and that is part of Bastions Club, or is part of my, oh yeah, this is part of my 25 and 25, and I wanted to read that series and read her backlist, and that's the first series that I want to read. So yeah, I enjoyed this one a lot. I think the main disappointing, because this is really in that writing style of like adventurous historical romance, so it could feel very dramatic and kind of disconnected sometimes with the writing. But the most disappointing thing is this is false marketing. This is not a pirate. It's at sea a little bit, but it's on the coast. Because they are just, what's the word? They're not pirates per se. They kind of are, but they're, oh gosh, what's that word, honey?
What?
What's that word?
What do you mean?
When somebody is not a pirate, but they, you know, like in the 20s, when they would hide liquor?
Oh, they're a privateer.
Privateer? Or is it something else? Starts with a B, right? When they...
The crown would hire privateers, like a militia.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about, like, not like pirates, but like with you're selling like alcohol during the
Oh, bootleggers?
bootlegger.
That's a completely different thing.
That's not bootlegging. It's something else. I don't know. Either way. I don't remember. Technically, it's like privateers. That's so bad. I can't remember exactly what the word is, but yeah, they're not like on a pirate ship. They're just on the coast. Smugglers. They're smugglers. Yeah, that's really it is. I don't think yeah, it was fine. It's got hidden identity in here as well, which I enjoyed, and yeah, that was fun. Other than that, and it was very, very sensual, like midway as well, which was surprising, but I enjoyed it. It's not going to be an all-time favorite, but it's a fun time. And don't go in expecting it's a pirate. It's more of a privateer smuggling on the coast. That's about it. But yeah. Alright, and then I read, finally, a monster romance. True monster romance I read C.M. Nascosta's Morning Glory Milking Farm. This is a special edition that I got at the Big Ohio Book Con in June, which is why I was reading it. I'm actually read this as part of a vlog, which now that I'm thinking about it, it's probably going to turn into a wrap-up. It's very specific vlog kind of wrap-up, like themed. It's, yeah, I'm not great at vlogs. And I have only 6 minutes where I talk about another book and then this book and then, yeah, another conversation. Anywho'sville, this one is, it was fun. It was sweet, very spicy in certain aspects, and I think the one thing that turned me off, this was a 4-star, that turned me off a lot of this is, and I don't know if I'll keep this copy, but it is cute and it's signed by the author, so I got to meet her in person. I don't know. I enjoyed it. Will I ever read again? I don't think so. Maybe. It's too cozy for me. And it was really kind of depressing. The heroine was signing up to, you know, the Morning Glory Milking Farm for obvious reasons. And the whole job is, you know, a hand job. So I don't know if I would read this again because yeah, it was kind of depressing. She was down on her luck. He's like, has money, because I don't know. It was, the girl barely could get a job to be like, get food and such like that. It was a little depressing in that whole part. So, yeah, I don't know. It was a quick fun time, but I'm like, I guess it's not that serious, but I'm like, I really wanted more like the romance side of it. But yeah, obviously it's a monster erotic romance, so it's definitely a fun time. I just don't know. Yeah, I don't know what I'm saying. I just don't know if I would read again, and it's a good fun time, but I just don't think cozy monster romance is for me. Yeah, because it has the whole small town vibes. That's what threw me off, small town vibes. I'm just not a fan of that. But yeah, especially combined with a monster romance. So maybe that's my deal. I just don't like cozy. Truly don't like cozy. Cozy to me is dark, gothic, abandoned castles or academies. I don't know what that says about me, but that's what I think is cozy. You know, rainy weekends, you know, cozy inside, you know, that kind of thing. So while I read those dark gothic books, so that's probably saying a lot about me, but you know, there we go. And then I read finally of a book that I got this for free on a Set for Kindle Day, because I was in a mood. I'm like just scrolling through my Kindle because I'm like, what can I read what am I in for? Because I'm like, okay, I want a contemporary, like, spicy romance. I'm like, ooh, I want to read QB Tyler again. I haven't read her since 2022. Really enjoy her writing. Hers a really fun time. I think I was a little off put because the last one I read by this author I really didn't really enjoy that much. And I would say the same for this one. So this one is a keep her safe, the bodyguard romance, and it's really, she actually was inspired to read this one by to write this one by the bodyguard with Whitney Houston and Kevin Costner. So yeah, not much to say about it, but it was just a spicy time and I just wanted more connection kind of stuff again. So it was felt a little disconnected. Not my favorite. It was a 3-star, but it's QB Tyler and I still really enjoy her. This one just didn't hit for me. So yeah, she's really if you're not familiar with her, she's really like a taboo forbidden queen, like taboo romances. You really enjoy her. Definitely recommend her other series and such like that too as well. I can't remember which other one. I can't remember at the top of my head that it was, but yeah, I really enjoy her a lot. And I can't remember what it is. Oh, Forget Me Not, which is an amnesia second chance romance. I love that book so much. So yeah, I recommend that one for sure. Then I read, as part of the Ohio Book Con one, I met this author. I didn't get to meet this author actually, but I got her book at the con, at the Big Ohio Book Con, and this is Between Flames and Deceit by M.A. Frick. I actually enjoyed this one so much. This was a 5-star. This is a steamy, not spicy fantasy romance where the heroine falls in love, or they have like a forbidden romance with, let me say this again. She is arranged a political alliance, arranged marriage, and she ends up having a forbidden romance with her fiance's dad. So it is a age gap, boyfriend's dad, fantasy romance, which is awesome because you normally don't get those in fantasy romance like at all. That's like literally just in contemporary romance. So good. It's definitely has a lot of tension. So much tension. The heroine is just awesome. She definitely gets you of Khaleesi from like Game of Thrones because she literally was like raised by dragons a little bit when she was a baby. It's like part of their culture thing. And they're on an island and they're for alliances purposes and such. This was so good. The tension between the characters. The heroine was awesome. She is just like very mature, ready to be a queen. She is like smart and like strategy, the whole thing. Like her brain is just awesome. And that is definitely what he is attracted to because he needs a queen. He is a widowed dad, by the way. He's a widowed queen. So it's also that. So really good. He is really just like a tortured like king and things like that. He's just like, how I love my tortured hero. So definitely loved him. Just commentary on like his faith and things like that, which was really cool to read about that whole thing of his inner faith and struggle, and his struggle between responsibility for the kingdom, being a good follower of his God and things like that, but also wanting to be a good dad, but then also all of those things, those competing feelings, but then also wanting to seek his own happiness as well, because in turn your happiness also determines how you are in the world as well. So there's a lot of commentary on that. So really good. I enjoyed this so much that you know what, I'm like, I am going to sign up for the arc. So the author was doing sign-ups for arcs, so I signed up. So I actually got signed up for the book 2 to read, which is Between Love and Ruin. She's also actually doing a, oh gosh, what's this called, a Kickstarter that's actually ending the end of this month of September. But yeah, so Between Love and Ruin, it releases in October. It is on my TBR for September because I am behind. I get everything. I probably will be like early October finally finishing it because I've just been really slow reading this year. I'm really looking forward to it because it ended on a cliffhanger. It didn't end on a cliffhanger that I thought it would. I thought it would be like something else, which felt a little anticlimactic for me, but still really enjoyable. Great writing in here, and I think even if you're not, if you're wanting a break from a lot of spice, but you still want a lot of tension and yearning, I highly recommend this. Yes, and the library scene, like I said, steamy, not spicy. It was good. finally, we'll see how long this video is. In August, the last month, I read 9 books. No DNFs, which was really good. And this should be relatively fast because I basically reread a whole series and then one book. There's 5 books in the series, so I reread the first 4. And then I finally got to pick up the last one to read that one. So basically reread to continue. And yeah, that would be the Crossfire series by Sylvia Day. So yeah, this is so good. You want a toxic, not like toxic, but like drama toxic. I don't know. It was angsty. Yes. Not just tension, but like angsty drama. Talks about mental health and just there is essay here, like essay trigger warnings in here. It was really good. There's a little more like a mystery kind of thing plot. Book 5, I kind of was a little anticlimactic in a little bit of the parts, but still really enjoyable. I still, like, the first 4 books I really enjoyed. Well, first 3, the most. Either way, every freaking book in here was 5 stars. Yeah, 5 star. No. Every book but Captivated by You was 5 star. That one's a 4 star, but really good. I read this like back in 2022, I think, and I like binged it because like I think a lot of people were like rereading these again and binging, and I got up to book 4 and then I think I got burnt out a little bit and never went and picked up at this one. And then I just been trying to find the copies at libraries, and I wanted the actual original ones, and because they just recently republished the like recovered versions of these, and I need consistency. These were really good. I hate the word guilty pleasure, but this is one of those that like almost comfort, like when you're like, I want something angsty and that whole thing. It's like coming home there. So yeah, so good. So glad I finally finished that series. I feel so accomplished. So good. Then the last ones were 3 stars. I think the last 4. One was a 4 star. So this one, what I read for book club for Tara and B's book club, which was When the Scoundrel Sins by Anna Harrington. This was book 2. I really enjoyed book 1. Book 2 was okay, middle of the road. I did like the heroine, and it had one of those like she has to get married before she can get like this inheritance, and she's more of the like, it's like has like a class difference a little bit, but she's like kind of, I think she's like the housekeeper's daughter or something like that, and they sponsored her or whatever, that whole thing again as well. It's very similar to the first one, but this one she has an inheritance, and it just felt like, why, like there was no hurdles in their past. It just felt so contrived on them not being together. And this is historical romance, when a lot of the times, yes, there's our that is like communication problems, that it's normally like that shouldn't be an issue. You're creating your own problem to say there's a problem. In contemporary, this was almost like that. Like there was really not that much to kind of like hurdle. It was, which is weird to say for historical romance. So that it felt contrived for these hurdles for them not to be together, or for her to have reservations. So, yeah, it was weird. So yeah, I thought it was just and I think this is like one of I think this is the author's first series, so maybe there's a reason for that, and just the writer of the author's just like growing as a writer. I don't know, but yeah, that one was okay. So I'm not disappointed I read it, because I'm continuing a series to complete the series. But yeah, so just yeah, it was okay read. And then next I read Smoke and Scar for our book club, for Mooder's book club. This is fantasy romance that has trials. It's fae, like true fae, like wings and things like that. Yeah, she enters this trial, her, like, that's very, like, Hunger Games-esque, that, like, happens every 25 years, and they all compete. The last one, there's this prophecy that whoever, like, wins can, like, help bring healing to the kingdoms and everyone's differences, because, you know, humans, fae, whatnot, they have this whole, you know, being pitted against each other kind of a thing, and this is supposed to bring them together with gods and goddesses kind of things mixed in. He is a hero that they had like a reluctant alliance eventually because her ex was killed in trials last time, and then he has some prejudice against her because I think he believes that they killed his sister or their people. I can't remember exactly now. I'm thinking about it. I really just read this last month. But yeah, that's that one. It was okay. I enjoyed it. There is some political machinations as well. I know April really enjoyed it, and this is a new to me author as well, but I think I enjoyed it enough that I would continue, and I think book 2 just released. I don't know if I would actually love it, because this was a solid, strong 3-star. I just don't know if it's to my preference. So maybe I'll continue on. And especially if we have it for book club someday, I'll maybe read it again, but I'm not sure. I'm gonna sit on it for a little bit and think about it. I did enjoy the trials aspect. That was really, really good. And it really definitely felt more of a like Dungeons and Dragons. I think that's why I enjoyed it, was it felt very RPG kind of feeling, and I enjoyed that a lot. Brought me back to not just Dungeons and Dragons, but I don't know if you Dragon Age, that video game, definitely gave more like that kind of vibe. Like I enjoyed that whole like journey questing kind of a thing, trial, so that was really fun. And then the last 2 books I read, binge read. I would have binge read the 3rd one, but I just actually finished the 3rd one now. But these first 2, I read Dear Reader and Watch Your Back by Tate James as part of the Devil's Backbones series. This is a trilogy. This is a secret society. Why choose? There is a letter left in her dorm room by a previous person, and that person had disappeared, and things kind of just go from there. There was more secret society in this one that I didn't get in the other one that I talked about, so I did enjoy that part of the first 2. And book 1 was okay. Like there was like more spicy. Book 2, it kind of really built upon that, like more tension between one of the heroes, and the plot really did some. I really enjoyed the plot in this one, and like the cliffhanger was really, really good. Really good. I was so mad that I had to wait a couple of weeks to wait for the release, which is why probably I do this a lot, is I like to binge read if I can, but I will wait until the book is just about to release or just released, or just read a backlist series, because that is just the exact reason, is because I don't want to like forget. I wanted to keep the momentum going, because what will happen, as you know, is I had trouble finishing the series. But I digress. But anywho's, those are the books that I read, and this is such a long video. If you're still here, I am so impressed. Hopefully future editing Crystal is or as you're reading this, as can do some magic on this editing, because this was a lot. See, this is why I'm so glad I don't read a lot of books a month, because I would never get wrap-ups done. Like, never. Be so behind all the ways. So at least I feel caught up and accomplished as of now for wrap-ups. Finally. I feel like I need a pat on the back that I finally... Yay! I don't feel so behind. I think that's truly all I have left is this one, but yeah. I'm sure I'm missing other ones. I have a book haul I have to film, but you know, other than that, I feel pretty much caught up with my content, and now it's just all the other fun contents that I want to do. So it was fun. Probably for you, not for me. This is probably highly entertaining for you, because this is torture. Absolute torture. My memory is like a sieve. I remember the general things, but not everything, but you know. Alright, well, as always, I will have my links down below in the description box, which will be my Instagram, my Goodreads, and my Amazon wishlist if you want to get a peek at my TBR. Let me know if there's any of the books that I talked about that really stood out to you, or ones that you've added to your TBR. And if you don't want to comment that, but you want to let me know that you made it all the way through the video, go ahead and comment now that I'm looking at it. Let me see. Ooh, can you do a snake for Kiss of the Basilisk? Because that was so much fun, and I think that's the most memorable out of all these right now. So yeah, leave a snake down below if you don't want to comment anything, or Kiss of the Basilisk. Well, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.